Bish, bash, bosh. We are up, out and chasing, and today you join me down on the turf pool. Now the turf pool is one of the waters from Blackfords Progressive Angling, and you've probably seen the other water that I did just before Christmas down on Kingswood, which is literally just down there on the right hand side. This is another one of their waters, and it's approximately about 4 acres, and it's recently had a good dose of stocking in here from V&S Fisheries, and it also had a stocking before, and I'm sure there's a good couple of 20s in here, and then really nice scaly V&S Fisheries fish to be caught. So rather than go to Kingswood, which I am going to continue on, I thought I'll just drop down here for the day, just put a couple of rods out and see how we get on. Now I come down yesterday just for a little bit of a mooch around, a little bit of a recce to see what was going on. I had a walk around the lake, and it was obvious from yesterday, just looking at the weather reports, that it was going to be pretty mild. So yesterday was 11 degrees, today was 11 degrees, and we've got a southerly wind pushing down, so this is on the back of it. Now just through a couple of friends that fish here, they told me out there is a bar. So basically what I did this morning is I got my spod rod with a little 2-ounce lead on there, and basically I just had a little cast around and had a little feel around to try and find it. Found it literally instantly just by dragging it through, tap tap tap, bang, in the clip it went, and I've put 2 rods on that today. Left hand rod has gone out on a brown pop-up with a bag of pellets in there with a good dose of feed stim, and that's basically just to cover them V&S Fisheries. They have been fed on pellets, so I'm just trying to replicate that, try to catch one of them, and it's just all match the hatch, nice and brown, and yeah, that's where that one is. The right hand rod is on a little white wafter with, in the bag is ASM crumb boiler, and again a little bit of pellet in there as well, and once again that's had a good dose of feed stim. So we're out, they've cast out, I'm going to chill out for the day, I'm going to bring the camera with me, and hopefully we'll enjoy the day together, and maybe, just maybe, one of them rods will rattle off. If we don't, we're still out enjoying it, and it's definitely starting to pick up with the weather, and it's, you know what, starting to feel a little bit like spring. Fingers crossed Boris will let us go out and do a little bit of night fishing. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Kettle's on, enjoy the day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. So I'm seeing a lot of fish roll here. They're not big fish, but they're definitely fish starting to show themselves. Not too far away from me, which really, I'm just going to be here. So I'd say, like, you know, 24 foot away, something like that, 2 rod lengths. So there's always a possibility, if they're active, they're showing, then they're always a little susceptible to being caught. Right, 12:30. We've had a compromise on the solid bag, and a couple of geese have just gone round, sieved all the bait up and picked my rig up. So basically I've just reeled it in. Thankfully I've got all solid bags tied up before I come out, because I'd end up keep doing that for this session. But yeah, just put it on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the rod, which was just cast down to the left hand side, and now I'm going to come a little bit deeper down to the right, and the right hand rod, which was out just on that pylon, hasn't been touched at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the other rod to the right of it and see how that fares. Right, let's get it out. Let's try that one. Right, let's try that. A little bit deeper than I wanted to. Just basically on the boundary of the other guy's swim. But it went out there. He hasn't shouted at me, nor has he pelted any boilies over this way. So I think I've got away with it a little bit. So yeah. Back out for the afternoon. Let's see what comes. I'm not going to touch that right hand rod, because yeah, no point is there. I know it's presented. Solid bags are great for that, you know, give you maximum confidence that, you know, it's going to be out there, it's going to be presented on the bottom. So yeah, let's see what it does for the afternoon. 12 o'clock. We've just had a little bit of action. The guy in the opposite swim, John, he's just had a fish roll just down the margin, down to the left hand side, and it's basically just gone down there like a dolphin coming out of the water. And just a couple of seconds ago he's just had an indication on his rods. I did try and convince him that that margin over there was mine, but unfortunately he was having none of it, and he's told me to bugger off. So yeah, I was going to put a rod on that, to be fair, but I think, to be fair, it's a little bit selfish of him. And if he was any sort of friend, he'd let me put a rod over there, but unfortunately no. Kettle's on, rich tea out, chill out. Well, 2:30, we're still waiting for that first elusive chunk to turn up. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be waiting a while just yet. The guy's down to the right hand side, Matt, fishing towards the island. He's had 3 or 4 fish now, and the guy opposite him, fishing towards the island that side, I think he's picked up 2 as well. So, as I've not seen very much in front of this swim, the only fish I have seen is down to the bay opposite, and we've seen some about, I don't know, a couple of hours ago. Since then, nothing. It was definitely out in front of the swim this morning until them leads went out, and I definitely think that they was pushed off once we started to cast in. They've gone down to the right, and they ain't really worked their way back up into this area. However, while them rods are out, there's always that chance that they may drift in and come in contact with my solid bags that are out there. You've got to stay hopeful, just keep at it, and yeah, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If it ain't, we ain't lost nothing, have we? It's all about getting out, enjoying the time on the bank, and let's be honest, if we catch a fish, it's a bonus. Even more so at this time of year, especially when these fish are centralised. You know, they want to stick into one certain areas, and that's why you've just got concealment of areas that are picking up fish. But living creature, they can move, and we could find them in front of here very shortly. Got to stay hopeful, but yeah, that's fishing. So just going to continue on having my cup of tea for the day, and I'll start to wrap up very shortly. Slow pack down, just get everything ready to be taken round to the car, and yeah, just be ready for when you've got to reel these rods in. Leave them right till the last minute, and yeah, keep your wits about you. See you in a bit, guys. Ta-da. I'll tell you what, we are really scraping for a bite now. I've recently just brought in these 2 solid bags that was out over towards that plateau out there, and I've just underarm flicked them just here because a fish has just rolled. It wasn't a big fish, but any fish at the moment will do, even if it's a blank saver, and I've basically covered that. Didn't put anything on them, I just got them solid bag rigs and just placed them just in front of this swim. So let's see if anything does. The countdown has begun, and I'm just ready to go and put stuff in the car. So yeah, 15 minutes, half an hour, and we are away. Can you believe it? I'm going to get myself. Good mix there, Keith. Well, finally, after just dropping a rod just in front of the swim for the last couple of minutes after seeing a fish roll, that is my reward. Well, there's a reward from a very, very frustrating day. Obviously them fish pushed off me and I spotted one just nut out just in front of the swim. brought in them solid bags, dropped a rig out in front of me, and 5 minutes it was away. Right, let's get it back and pack up and go home. Oh, I am properly buzzing. Everything's packed away and I'm just going to start loading the car now and get back off home. We got one, and yeah, I'm so pleased. Again, very frustrating to see the guys up here catching and then John catching over there, and yeah, it wasn't until I made that little change from seeing that fish roll there, just bringing in them solid bags, just flicking them out just as there was, that got us the bite. Sometimes your luck's in, ain't it? So thank you for watching. If you like these type of videos, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just in one of these corners is that subscribe button. Click on that, and then underneath here to the right you'll find a bell icon. Click on that. Now again, sorry about the footage and the quality of the footage. I've been doing everything on my DJI Osmo action cam, and it just allows me to just be able to point this camera in places that I wouldn't with my bigger camera. But obviously the bigger camera is better quality. This, I can just do things a little bit raw, bring it with me. It's a lot quicker to film, and I can pick up a lot of the footage, especially from a short day session. So thank you for watching. So it's a bish bash bosh, keep it tosh, wet nets, tight lines. See you on my next video, which will probably be at Kingswood back down the road. But for now, take care guys, bye bye.